Hello, my name is Quinton Jones, and today we will be working on the interior angles of triangles and quadrilaterals. By the end of the lesson today, you will know how to find the missing measurement of a triangle, as well as the missing as to measure the missing angle in a quadrilateral. The sum of the measure of the angles in a triangle will always equal up to 180 degrees. So as we know, 180 degrees is also the angle that of an angle of a straight line. So if if we take the angles from this triangle and we stack them all together, then they will fit perfectly onto our straight line. So as we see, the three angles have given us 180 degrees. Now, for a quadrilateral, the measurements of a quadrilateral, the sum of the measurements of the angles in a quadrilateral will always be 360 degrees. This is the same sum of the measures of an interior angles of two triangles. So if we work on our quadrilaterals that we have here, we see that we have three quadrilaterals. But if we get rid of these quadrilaterals, we see that we can break them down into two triangles. And working with these two triangles, we see if we add this angle, this angle, this angle together, we have 180 degrees. This angle, and this angle together, we have 180 degrees. And if we add the two 180 degrees is 180 degrees of angles together, we will get 360 degrees. And this also works as well for the other quadrilaterals that we have. So if we cut away that quadrilateral, we see that we have a set of two triangles, which gives us 180 degrees of one, 180 degrees of another. Add those together, you have 360 degrees. And the same for this quadrilateral as well. Now, let's start working on finding the missing angle of the measurement. We're going to start with a triangle. So here we have our triangle, and they have given us two measurements, two of the angles for the triangle. So we have one angle which is 31 degrees and one which is 43 degrees. So if we start on that, if we add 31 degrees together, 43 degrees together, we add those two together, we have 74 degrees. Now we know that all three of the angles together should give us 180 degrees. So if we start with our 180 and subtract 74 from that, then that should give us 106 degrees. So let's see what it said for us. So working right here, 180 degrees we started off with. Then we subtracted the 43 degree angle. Let's highlight that. We subtract the 43 degree angle. Then we subtract the 31 degree angle. And then after all of that, we get 106 degrees. So therefore, the missing angle measure is 160 degrees, and we can move that and see that as well. Now let's go on to a quadrilateral. Now, a triangle we know has 180 degrees being the sum of all the measurements of their angles. So with a quadrilateral, we understand that the same works, but we're working with a larger number. So we're working with 360 degrees of the sum of all the measurements of the angles. So we see that we have a 90-degree angle, we have an 82.9 degree angle, and a 48.1 degree angle. If we add all of those together, so let's add those together. So we have a 48.1 degree angle, we have an 82.9 degree angle, and we have a 90 degree angle. Alright, let's add all of those together. There we get 221 degrees. And we know that we're dealing with 360 degrees, so we can take the 360, subtract 221 from that, and we get 139 degrees. So let's see, we have 360 degrees subtracting the 90 degree angle, 82.9 degree angle, and the 48.1 degree angle, and it gives us 139 degrees. So the missing angle measure is 139 degrees. Now we're going to give a chance for you guys to sort of get some practice in. So let's work on this angle, this triangle that we have in front of us now. We have one angle which is 49.9 degrees and another angle which is 45.3 degrees. Now, keep in mind that the entire triangle, or the sum of all of the angles together, will give us 180 degrees. Okay. So here's one that's already worked out. We have the 49.9 degrees, the 45.3 degrees. We've added those two together and subtracted them from 180 degrees. And we'll see after simplified that our missing angle is 84.8 degrees. So this angle right here is 84.8 degrees. Okay, so let's work on this triangle. So we know we have 88.5 degree and 88.5 degree angle and a 62.8 degree angle. Let's add those two together, and then subtract that number from 180 degrees. So we have 180 degrees minus 62.8 and minus 88.5, and it gives us 28.7 degrees. Now let's try the same with our quadrilateral. Now, triangle 180 degrees, quadrilateral, two triangles, which gives us 180 degrees plus 180 degrees, which equals 360 degrees. Now we have one angle which is 104 degrees, one which is 105.2 degrees, and one which is 73.8 degrees. Add those all together, subtract them from 360 degrees, and you should get your answer. I'll give you a second for that. Okay, and your answer should be 77 degrees. So pulling out, so you can see once again what we did. We had the 360 degrees, which is the measurement of all the angles in a quadrilateral, and we subtracted from that 360 degrees 73.8, 105.2, as well as 104 degrees, and then our end result is the fourth angle being 77 degrees. Okay, so now let's think about some of the shapes that we will actually be working with, because in understanding the shapes will sometimes allow it easier for you, or quicker for you, to get the missing measurement of the angle. So let's start with triangles. I want everyone to work on 2 out of the 3 angles of your triangle being congruent. Okay, let's make 2 out of the 3 of your angles are congruent. We all know that congruent means that 2 of the angles are the same measurement. Okay, if everyone has finished that, your answer should be an isosceles triangle. So if you had an isosceles triangle, then you are correct. Good job. So if you'll see, we have this angle and this angle together are the same measurement. And if you understand that, and this is an isosceles triangle, then you know if they give us, if they, hold please, okay, if they give us the measurement of this angle, then automatically we have the measurement of 2 angles, because we know that then we have the measurement of this angle as well, which makes it easy for us to find the measurement of this angle. Okay. Now I want everyone to create. Now let's work on a quadrilateral. Now this quadrilateral needs to have 2 angles that are right, 1 angle which is acute, and 1 angle which is obtuse. Once again, 2 angles that are right, 1 angle which is acute, and 1 angle that is obtuse. Okay. If you chose the right trapezoid as your answer, then congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. Um, from here, we see that we have 2 angles, 1, 2, which are right angles, which means that both angles are 90 degrees. We have 1 angle which is acute, which is 68.1 degrees, and then a 4th angle which is obtuse, which is 118.9 degrees. All right. Well, that is the end of our lesson for today. From the end of today, hopefully, or now, you now know how to measure or find the measurement of the missing angle within a triangle as well as a quadrilateral. Have a good day.